Okay, so this is the 1990s tops. So there's, they made a lot of them. And let's see, some of the rookies are Frank Thomas. You got Sammy Sosa, Juan Gonzalez, and who else was in here? There was, Bernie Williams. And then you have like the second year, essentially Griffey card in here, which on the back side, you can see like they have the cards on there, Mark McGuire, Dave Parker, Jeff Reardon, Rick Russell. So they have like, every box could have a different set of 4. So we'll kind of see how things pan out. And I think Frank Thomas, I think there's like also the one with like a no name on it. I believe that's one thing there. So we'll see about the gum on these things. So that's good. If I'll just run off. And let's see here. Spring Fever Baseball. Pete Smith. Randy Johnson, that'd be his second year. Turn back the clock, that'd be 1980. Kirk Gibson there. What was there? It was like a top feature star. Todd Zeal. Yeah, so that's pretty good. And that's like the glossy All-Stars, Hot Prospects. So obviously that's all, expired. Way expired. Kirby Puckett All-Star there. So these have the backs. If you had like 20, 25 tops. Matt Williams, Rick Sutcliffe, Billy Ripken. You'd, have like, the 1991, insert. And also the silver packs would have also the, the design. Mike Pagliaro. Let's drop it down here. Willie McGee, Barry Larkin. So that's probably his 4th year. Bobby Witt, senior. He was Cal Ripken All-Star. Checklist. And there's a new magazine for baseball fans and card collectors. Probably doesn't, probably don't make them anymore. Sorry, Lee Brandt. Allie Hemmicker. Willie Randolph is a Dodger. Doesn't seem right. Vince Coleman there. He's thinking of like Willie Randolph as a Yankee. And I thought he was like worthy of Hall of Fame considerations. Played a lot of years. Oh, you can buy like a t-shirt, looks like. Oh, there's Bernie Williams. Burt Blyleven, Joe McGrain, All-Star. That's the commissioner who essentially banned Pete Rose. And he died recently after doing that. Mark Grace. Had a really good career. At least these are so easily openable. And let's see here. Ryan Sandberg there. Then you get like what I think is 36 packs. Or it could be even more than that. So that's, really good at this. The gum, just falls off. Earl Strawberry. Grant Small next there is one for some of my friends. Kurt Schilling there. That could be maybe his second year card. Frank Thomas, there's the big chase there. Brett Saying All-Star. So let's see here. Brian Harvey, he pitched with the Florida Marlins. Probably anybody back in the 90s would have had him as a closer. There's El Presidente, Denny Martinez. On the checklist, Craig Biggio. The company store. That's an interesting first round draft pick, Paul Coleman. Storm Davis. Terry Steinbach. Dan Quisenberry. Wally Joyner there. Sean Dunston. So, a lot of good names. I see one right now. I'm gonna it's gonna be a good one. Danny Jackson, Woody Wilson. He was quick, fast. Jim Abbott with a rookie cup. Bruno Kelly, Bob Boone, Mike Lacoste, Mike Sosha, Ken Hill, and there's a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie cup card. So we're getting almost all the good hits. You'd have like the rack packs would have like some of these like all-stars, kind of a somewhat glossy. Marcus Grissom, Duncan, Ben McDonald, Roger Clemens there, Joe Girardi, go. Gum, go away. they would eventually get around to doing, you know, the way with the gum, and also do like two series EB books. So Fernandez. Here's Bo Jackson. He's got a really good swing there. He's about ready to hit the ball. And let's see. Turn back the clock. Dick Hauser, 1985. He would die, pass away, pretty much first round draft pick. That's one thing I was kind of looking at. I look at that gum. Yeah, you know, definitely don't want that. But what is it? 36-year-old gum. Chris Benedict. Mike Scott, All-Star. John Franco, he had a good career. Terry Mulholland. So just kind of like a blast from the past. Yeah, that last, what was it, the upper deck? That took a long time just to get rid of the packs, open the packs. Robin Young, All-Star. Craig Biggio as a catcher, that's how he started out as. And like whenever I upload these videos, it always asks, like, is it for kids? Yeah, I'm like, well, I don't know. You know, maybe us older kids that used to collect this stuff. Juan Gonzalez, that's another rookie card. Jeff Jackson, #1 draft pick. Andy Van Slyke. So yeah, a lot of names from the past. And yeah, so like the thing about the kids is like I was like, well, especially if it's newer stuff. I mean, that might be something they like too. But how would you define kid? So far, I think of like maybe teenagers. There's a crime dog there, Fred McGriff. Ozzie Smith, All-Star. Gary Carter. Fernando Valenzuela. Yeah, so I was like, it's not for kids. I'd make it easier. Especially for this, I mean, I don't know how many would, interested. Here's the Nolan Ryan 5,000 strikeouts. So that might be like a record breaker thing. Roberto Alomar. Dave Stewart. Gary Sheffield there, that's a rookie cup. Yeah, it's like, going back and looking at the first round draft pick. How many of them, besides I like, okay, this is Frank Thomas, first round draft pick. I mean, it seemed like lately they were getting really better. John Smoltz there, that's probably what, second or third year. Turn Back the Clock, no, Fred Lynn. Mark Gubaza, Tony Armis. Paul Molitor there, still with the Brewers. Del Murphy with the Braves. So just, not too bad, if you just enjoy opening something up. And there's another one of their brawler, Germani. Matt Williams again. Rock Reigns, so there's another Hall of Famer. Eddie Murray. So you get, a bunch of Hall of Famers. Bernie Williams again. Tony Gwynn, that's a good one. Another Walt Weiss, he's now Atlanta Braves manager. They had a little skirmish with the Angels, and he was like tackling Jorge Soler, or kind of getting to grab the legs and hoping. So that should be interesting to see all the things that come out of that. So we have that one again. Tom Gordon there, Rookie Cup. Kurt Schilling again. Okay. So we get a lot of repeats. Jim Rice. Here's another one that somebody should know. I mean, I won't, not on here, but on Facebook. Let's see here. Terry Sawbach again. Tim Wallach. Bill Schroeder. Sid Fernandez. And Tim Belcher. This is definitely much faster than that upper deck one. That's, trying to get under 30 minutes, under 20 minutes, if, preferably. Nolan Ryan there with the Rangers. So that's like card number 5. Used Gazzo. Dennis Eckersley in there. That's a good one. Ozzie Smith there again. Benny Santiago, not Benito. Lil Whitaker, that's for Alan Trammell, Lil Whitaker. They're like that Detroit Tigers double play combination up the middle. Bob Rogers, also known as Buck Rogers. Keith Hernandez, he's like the Mets. Hal Morris, he's with the Mets. Mike Witt, Doug Drabeck, Will Clark there. Andre Dawson, the Hawk. Yeah, so like Keith Hernandez, he's with the Mets. Broadcast. TV. Glenn Allen Hill. Greg Jeffries there with the Rookie Cup. Frank Tanana, he had a really good career. Jimmy Brooks. So it's again, well, we're almost done, but we got like about less than 10 packs. 9 packs to go. The McGriff, the Crime Dog again. Ozzie Smith. Dave Parker for the Athletics. Kate Oberfeld. Gino Petrelli. Trolley. Mike Maddox, Greg Maddox's brother. Dennis Oil Can Boyd. After a while, there's Greg Maddox. You know, I mean, they produce a lot of it, so, you know, so that, you know, about $100, I think, was it? Noah Ryan again. There's that Goose Gauzo. Des Eccles again. Troy Snyder. Art Howe as the manager. Jeffrey Leonard. John Cangelosi, Ruben Sierra, is an all-star. Alex Sanchez, future star. Jim Rice again. Joe Carter there with the Indians. Tommy Lasorda, manager. Juan Gonzalez again, so second one there. Andy Van Slyke again. Fred McGriff, the Crime Dog. So we're down like 5 packs. Even with the gum and that little insert. Not too bad of a rip. Charlie Huff, he played like probably was, I don't know, you think like 60 or 70, but Terry Francona, manager of the Indians and Red Sox, now Reds. Mitch Williams, a Wild Thing. Lee Smith, another closer. See, do we get another Frank Thomas? Don't have a Sammy Sosa, I think that's the only one. Another Roger Clemens. Nolan Ryan. Cal Ripken. Tony La Russa there as a manager. Dave Henderson. All right, 3 packs. There's the gum. Most of the gum has been pretty flawless. Glenn Hill, Greg Jeffries again. Lonnie Smith, Ricky Henderson, Raul Hershiser, Jim Gott, Kevin McReynolds, Steve Bye-Bye Balboni, Mark McGuire. Really see how skinny he is, you know. Let's see, probably say like his weight, go with 225. Zane Smith, Lynn Dykstra, Roger Craig, Harold Reynolds there, Jack McKeon, managers. All right, last pack. Let's see here. What do we get in this one? Anything good? Mike Maddox. Okay, we've had him. Bobby Thigpen. Felix Verlaine. Barry Bonds. Okay, so, and look how skinny he was back then. Like maybe 195, 185. Jimmy Key, Kirk McCaskill, Mike Flanagan, and so that's the 1990 design of Topps. So we did get the Frank Thomas, not the no numbered. Bernie Williams, 2-1 Gonzalez, Randy Johnson, Bo Jackson, and Ken Griffey Jr. Okay, well, that's it for this. Have a nice week. Take care.